Welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday, time for Tuesday's pop-up Q&A, where we come here every Tuesday at noon to answer your questions. Your questions about what's going on with you energetically. Maybe you have some questions about my new book that's out. And we're just here to entertain what you have to give here, and I'll give in return. So while we're waiting for people to show up, hey, Roma and Erica, great to have you here. Yes, I'm in Escondido right now, bunny sitting. I'm watching my daughter's bunny rabbit for the week. So maybe we're preparing to be a grandma, I hope. Anyway, so happy to have all of you here and post your questions in the feed, either on Instagram or Facebook. And uh, yes, she is cute. Her name is Annabella. I think that's what her name is. She's very adorable. Um, so, how are you guys doing with this new moon energy? We had not new moon, full moon, full moon. Big energy. Adriana, great to have you here. Yes, and also the eclipse. So the eclipses are all about clearing out stuff that's not aligned. So maybe you might be noticing some things shifting for you. So if there's something you want me to look at, post it and we'll take a peek. You know what else is also really great is to see where some of you are calling in from, because we have a global audience. And so we have people from Africa and the UK and Canada and Australia, if we're lucky enough. So, yeah, post your questions. Let me see what you guys have got. So people are saying yes, feeling the big moon energies for sure. Unleashing, you're new. Maybe you'd like to post a question. El Calor is also new. So yeah, just waiting for questions. Great to see you here, Terry. All right. Okay, here's our first question. Great. Um, so might have, what is the percentage I might have an arthritis? Okay, let's see. 15%. 15% is, so anything itis is an inflammation. So that's a lot of heat in the body. So it makes me want to check how much anger you might have in your energy field. So let's see how much anger. Yes, 95%. So let's see where that is so that we can release this angry energy that's causing an itis. Let's go to your sixth chakra, Roma, and out to that third layer. So this is a belief that you're holding right here that says you're not powerful unless you're running angry energy. Like the anger is what makes you feel strong and powerful. And this is a common thing. A lot of people do this, but it's not our pure personal power. It's a big energy, but it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable way to operate thinking that it's our power. So let's pull that energy out of that sixth chakra, all the anger that you're running through your belief system. And so then what happens too, this is for the benefit of everyone, is that when you're holding a lot of angry energy in your energy field, is that you start to see the world through that filter, through that angry filter. And then that's what you see more of. You just see all the anger out in the world, and it like adds to the fuel. So let's see where else you have it. In the heart, out to that third layer. So this is where you're making yourself wrong for feeling angry or feeling bad. It's also a way that you've been motivating yourself, kind of beating yourself up with that anger. A lot of people do that, where they it's like if they crack the whip hard enough, then they'll get that thing done. Also, not a sustainable way to operate. It's no fun either. Okay, great. 4, and then down in the root, so out to that third layer. So this is another place where there's a lot of anger, and it doesn't allow you to feel safe on the planet. It doesn't allow you to feel like all is well in your world. So we're just going to drop all that anger down the grounding. Okay, great. So now let's remeasure your anger. Still at 50%. So let's see what else there is. People. You have 3 people courting to you in the 6th chakra, so they know what's on your, they want to know what's on your mind. And if they're angry, they're going to be running a lot of their anger through your 6th chakra. So let's pull them out of that 6th chakra. Looks like your dad's energy, kind of an angry guy, right? Okay, great. And then where else are there? Cords in the heart, also out to that 3rd layer. So let's pull the energy in, and then we're going to pull their cords out of your heart chakra, out to that 3rd layer. Okay, great. So let's see if that dropped the anger down to 0. So now your anger is at, yes, it's at 0. So this is a great demonstration to show how other people's energies can be in our energy field just because they're courting to us, just because they're energetically connected to us. And so just as a reminder, you never want to cut cords. That leaves residual energy. You want to go to the root. You want to go all the way to the core of the chakra that it's in and gently pull that energy out and just send it back to the people that it belongs to. So thanks for asking that question, and let us know if your itis improves. And great. Here's another question. Make the Akasha. Please help me figure out whether my inner child is stuck in a satanic ritual abuse karmic victimization loop. Interesting. Well, let's say hello to your inner child. Let's see how old this inner child is. We're saying hello to a 5-year-old. I'm getting that it's a yes, so that's a good awareness. And let's see where this is affecting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this inner child in you, and we're going to create an avatar that's out in front of you. So this avatar is going to represent your 5-year-old inner child. And this relates to some past life energy as well, about 5 different past lives. So we're going to ground this avatar. We're going to just clear the energy in this avatar that represents this inner child so that she can like grow up. She can start to feel like not so trapped in this little place. So we're going to make sure, so first of all, the avatar's not grounded. So she is not feeling safe in her world. So let's go ahead and ground this avatar so she can start releasing all of these energies that are making her afraid and angry. Whew. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to make sure that we have that earth energy coming up through the legs, which we do, so that's a good thing. But we're going to go out to the 3rd layer of the worry circle of this avatar because she's feeling not safe. She's not feeling safe at all. So let's pull this into the core of the root chakra of this avatar that represents your 5-year-old inner child stuck in this satanic cult. Okay, great. Let's see how many rings she has. 3. She only has 3 rings, so that's like minimum. She's very underdeveloped. Let's bring pure source down through these creative rings so that she can start feeling like her dreams and her desires can start to be heard and understood so that she can start manifesting those desires. So as it comes into the crown, it's stopping right there. So she has no permission to like be her 5-year-old self. So look, we're going to go out to the third layer of this crown of the avatar so she can start being more sovereign of herself and she can start healing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So the energy is stopping right at her solar plexus, out to that third layer. So that's like a stop sign where she feels really trapped and helpless and powerless. Wow, a lot of sadness coming up. I'm feeling that sadness. She's been suffering a long time. Yeah. Let's just send all this powerless energy down the grounding cord of this avatar. And if there's any of you who happen to have a match with this kind of energy, you're also going to receive a healing from this. Okay, good. So as we're bringing the energy down through the solar plexus, second chakra, spilling down the root, we're going to mix these two energies, that the earth energy coming up through the legs with the pure source coming down the backside. We're coming up the front. And so if some of you are kind of feeling lost in this process, this is a process we call running your energy, and it's outlined in the book really thoroughly, my new book. So you can get it on Kindle very inexpensively. Okay, so we're coming up through the second chakra where it's stopping, out to that third layer. A lot of rage, a lot of anger. So let's pull that in. And so, rightly so, she has every cause and reason to be angry about feeling so victimized. And so this energy that we're clearing, you don't have to have, this necessarily from a past life. Maybe you were victimized in this lifetime. I'm talking to other people here now that are on this call, that you can also heal, because there's going to be similar energies in you that you can also heal. So here in second, third, so we're coming up into heart where it's stopping. We're going to go out to that third layer where we're going to help her let go of all the places she's making herself feel wrong or be wrong. And it's not her fault, right? She's been a victim. A 5-year-old is at the mercy of those who are lording it over. So we're just going to pull all of that shame and guilt and fear about even opening her heart. Whew. Yeah. So as we're bringing this up through the heart and the throat, it's stopping right at the throat. Let's go out to the third layer. So there's a lot right here. Hang on, let me get a drink. So this is clearing a lot of lifetimes, not only with you, the Akasha that I'm working on, but all of you who are here who have suffered a past life where you got killed at the throat. It's the most common place that you can get killed, because you can get choked, you can get the guillotine, your throat can get slit and neck broken, so forth and so on. So you all have a lot of past time energy at your throat where you were killed for speaking your truth, for knowing too much, for being in your infinite intelligence. And so we're just going to take a minute here and just release. Just take a deep breath and just release all of this trauma at the throat. And even now, as things are happening on the planet, this is an energy that's being very activated because everyone is feeling so silenced and so censored, and the 1% doesn't want to hear anything you have to say. You can't complain about anything. So this is just releasing. We're just releasing all of these energies down your grounding. Great job. Just keep breathing and releasing. Okay, great. So as we're bringing this energy up through the throat and the sixth chakra and the crown and the rings of the avatar that we're working on, this 5-year-old avatar, the energy is going to cascade down through all the layers of her aura. We're going to pay attention to the third layer, more of that powerless energy. Okay, great. And then we're going to jump out to the 15th layer. Just pretend you know where that is. And we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to lift this 1% oppressive energy that was not only back then when you had all these past lives, but it's very much alive and well on this planet. But it's on its way out, which is why it's getting very loud and tumultuous. And this is why we have to use these tools to stay grounded. Excuse me, to stay grounded, to stay focused, to stay in our core where our power is. See, they keep trying to pull us out of our core so that we're not in our power. They want us to be those free-range slaves. Okay, so that's the third, 15th layer. Okay, 15. She wants the 20th layer grounded. This is the most powerful part of our aura. The 20th layer, we're going to start at the top. So this whole layer is congested. So she's totally not been in her power for a long time. So this awakened predator is the most powerful part of your aura. It has 360 senses that when you really are, your energy field is clear, everything's flowing, you access more and more of those senses. And she also, or this layer, this 20th layer, also has 360 degrees of awareness. So that's a really powerful energy. It's the same energy that keeps the African Nuba tribe alive. And so when they're out in the jungles, they use that awakened predator to be keenly aware of everything that's around them. Okay, great. And then the rest of the aura is clear. Let's check her circle of reciprocity. Out the right arm, in the left. Okay, good. Heart, throat, 6 crown rings. So if you could give me some feedback about maybe what you experienced through all of that and how you're feeling now. Does it feel any different? That was a lot. Hey, Julia, nice to have you here from Australia. Oh, okay. Michael. Oh, that Michael. Okay, great. Good to have you here. A Z. Oh, that's Z. Really? Awesome. I'm so glad you had me look at that. That's great. I can never remember these little handles, so thank you for letting me know that. Wow, that was really powerful, Z. So let me know if you're feeling any different after that. Okay. She's thanking me. Okay, yes. So Roma, who I was working on the itis, the inflammation, possibly arthritis. Yeah, so the reason you are not really feeling like that is it wasn't really your energy. It was your dad's energy. So, but his energy was in there. So if you're not in your body all the way, but you're running angry energy, you won't be aware of it. So you're in your body 100% now. So that's awesome. Unleashing leadership. So do I know who this is yet? So what would be helpful? Oh, okay, Michael. Great. I was going to say, it'd be helpful if you let me know what your name is when you post a question, because it doesn't always match what these things say. Is it possible to displace all governments failing with a better system? Will people wake, learn, and grow? Well, it definitely is a process. This is not the first empire that's fallen. The Roman Empire fell many years ago and was replaced. And so, we don't know how things are going to turn out. And however, I am a strong believer in knowing and believing in this incoming age that we have entered into, this golden age. And law of attraction and just the way physics and energy works is that this new age is happening with or without us, whether we believe it or not, whether we like it or not. And so the speed at which everything that's not aligned with this golden age is going to fall away, we have no idea. But the main thing is that it's happening. It's happening, and our main job, many of you that come here, you've been called to be one of these way showers, to help other people step into their greatness, to step into the light, and to embody more of who they are. So if you're one of those people, then help more people. That might be the whole reason you're here at this time on this planet, here at this time listening to me. So I know that that's my purpose here now. And so I'm here to inspire more of you to know that we are on the right path. We're on the right path, and we have spirit behind us. And spirit is, and everything about this whole golden age is all conspiring on our behalf. And so, when we work into energies that are, when we're aligning to those energies and we want them to be in our highest and best interests, sometimes things fall away, don't they? Sometimes relationships that are not working and where we're settling for less, they fall away. And, maybe there's a time period where it's beneficial to look at the mirror and see where you need to grow more. But at some point, you decide that, you know what, I've grown as much as I can grow, and the other person is just doing nothing. So it's really not in my highest and best interests. And so spirit creates a disillusion somehow, magically. Or, maybe that job that you've been complaining about, that you hate, and then you go to work one day and they've given you your resignation notice. Well, congratulations for creating that. So things don't always seem like they're in our best interests or that it's working out, but things can sometimes have to crumble before they get better. Let's see. New Pat, I don't think I've seen you here. And Erica, Crystal, I'm going to come back to you because I'd like to give an opportunity for more new people. Okay, so the person we were working on, Z, who we were doing that, the 5-year-old child who was stuck in a satanic ritual, she's feeling much more grounded, great, and in her body, crystal clear in your thoughts. That's awesome. Highly revitalized. I feel as if I'm going to come into sudden wealth very soon. Well, you are abundant by nature, so great. Thank you, Michael. You didn't realize about past lives. Yes, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things maybe you don't know that I do, that I'm capable. So that's why I like to come here to demonstrate to people what's possible. So Michael said, I visited a psychic who said exactly that. Help more people to unleash whom they are deep inside. Yes, awesome. Well, it's great to see you on your path. All right, let's see on Facebook. And so more people on Instagram, feel free to, especially new people. I like to do work with new people because I don't need to know anything about you. I'm just tapping into your energy field. And so I don't need to know anything. I'll just take a look at the energies. All right, so let's see what's on Facebook. Feeling physical pain. I think it's the full moon. Yes, and there's a lot going on. So let's see, Adriana. Let's go to your root chakra, to second layer. So that's the grief. So I know that there's been a lot of grief, but continue to release it. It's going to come in waves. You know, whenever someone passes, it's that initial shock and grief. But, you know, maybe you'll cry a lot in the beginning, but then it comes in waves unexpectedly when you're least expected. And so be sure to allow the waves to pass through. That is all part of the grieving process, and it's an essential part of healing. So we're just dropping all that grief down your grounding. It's at 15% now, and so it's going to come and go. It's going to come and go. Just because we're releasing this now doesn't mean that you're never going to grieve again. That's not what it means. It's just I'm helping you release the excess right now. So also in the sixth chakra, all the way up to the 30th layer, that's that reptilian energy. So not sure how that's playing into this loss, but let's pull that in. 6, 5, 4, 3 to the third layer. So definitely, you know, we feel powerless when we lose a loved one. And whew, we're just going to pull that powerless beliefs in your sixth chakra. And there's kind of a message coming through that wants to remind you that your answers are inside. As I know that there's a tendency with you to be on the outside looking for answers, looking for, you know, comfort, and there's certainly nothing wrong with getting guidance. But if we rely too heavily on outside guidance, that we could use it as a crutch, and then we're not really tapping into our own gifts. If that person is teaching you how to tap into your gifts, then that's really great. But if you and this applies to everyone here, that if you're a person that's always going outward to find the next healer or the next mentor or the next something to heal you or to fix you or whatever, then it's probably time to take a break from all of that and just to go inward and start listening to your own energy field and your own answers and information. And so sometimes we need a guide to do that initially, but once we know how, then be listening to what's going on. And so that's just a reminder. Goodness. Okay, I thought I turned off all messages, but I guess those are the people that are not on here live. All right. So keep doing your work. You're doing a great job, Adriana. And so, yes, physical pain. So, pain is a signal that we're holding something and we're resisting it. So, maybe you were resisting the grief, resisting letting it go. Hey, Jennifer, good to have you here. And Tammy, can you please do me? So, I guess that means give a scan. And hey, David, nice to have you here. I think David is new. If you have a question, post it and I'll check it after I take a look at Tammy, uh, who is working on root chakra, third layer. So these are issues that relate to feeling powerless and afraid to step into your power. You have about 50% fear in your energy field, um, which are right here in that sixth chakra. So out to that third layer, you have a fear of your own power. Like, what if you were powerful, right? And many of us who have been powerful in the past lifetimes, and maybe heads rolled in those past lives, or we abused our power, that we might be afraid to really step into the fullness of our power if we have not resolved those issues. So we're going to do this. We're going to do something a little different. So I want to look at some lifetimes where, like, how many lifetimes where you're still bringing that in, where you're afraid to step into your power, where you maybe got killed. Uh, there's 3 lifetimes that are showing up. The first one is in the sixth chakra, which is where we already were. So let's go more to the source than to what's here in the present. So we're going to clear that out of the sixth chakra and in the heart out to that third layer. So this is probably also showing, so unresolved lifetimes show up in this lifetime because we're still trying to resolve these unresolved issues. So right here in the heart is a place where you are still judging yourself for something, making yourself wrong. Maybe you do that a lot in this lifetime too. A second lifetime in the heart, also out to the third layer. So this is probably a theme in this lifetime, because here's 2 lifetimes where this is showing up, where you, yeah, you made yourself wrong because you took on the responsibilities of other people that they should have been responsible for their own stuff, but you kind of took it on, but you made yourself wrong and felt bad because you couldn't fix the other person. And so other people's stuff is other people's stuff. It's not our job. So you might notice how that's still showing up in this lifetime. Maybe taking on healing other people or doing things that other people should be capable of doing. Okay, cool. That seems like the main thing that you came to find out about today. So thanks for asking. Gail, okay, this is a great new person. Thanks for joining us. Reading, what method do you use? So I use the infinity system. This is a system that I created. I just published a book that outlines the whole book. And so for those of you who haven't gotten the book, it's available on Amazon. The link is available in the bios of both Facebook and Instagram in the link tree. There's a link tree link that'll take you to a bunch of stuff, which is a place where you can go and get the book. So I just tap into your energy field. I use my infinite intelligence and see what you're working on. So let me check Gail and see what we have. The main thing that you're working on right now that you're bringing to the table is right in your heart. A lot of anger, where you're angry at yourself. Maybe you're not doing things right or enough, or at least it feels that way. And so we're just going to pull these judgments that you're holding at your heart. And it's like you sort of use it as a way to motivate yourself. But it's like your mom's energy. And so we're just going to pull your mom and all of her judgments out of your heart. We're just going to send that down the grounding. Whew. Okay, great. Another thing that you're working on is you've got a lot of fear in your space. But you may not be aware of it because you're not in your body all the way. You're only in your body about 15%. Yeah, so let's help you remove this fear. That's the main reason why you're having a hard time being in your body all the way. And any of us that are in service to others or leaders or coaches, we need to be in our bodies fully. That's how I'm able to tap into your energy, is like I'm fully in my body, listening to all the messages that are coming in. So let's find where this fear is in you so that you can get back in your body and not operate from fear. So the first place is right in your sixth chakra, out to the second layer. So you're holding just a lot of fear in there. And so when you're holding fear in this filter, which is how we see the world, then that's what you're going to see everywhere. You're just going to see fear everywhere. And so if you're watching the news, if you're paying attention to things that on social media that are only half true or only partially true, and filled with a lot of garbage that's not true, it's going to create a lot of confusion right here. So let's clear that. And it's helpful too if you can give some feedback about what I'm saying. You feel better already? Oh, Tammy's saying she feels better. Okay, great. Thanks, Tammy. So Gail, we're working on Gail right now. So it would be helpful if you leave some feedback as we're doing this, or when you'd like. It's not so much for me. I already know this works, but it's for other people so that they can see that this is a powerful stuff that's happening here and it's real. So the fear in that sixth chakra. Okay, good. And then down in the root, out to that third layer. So that's that fear of stepping into your power. So there's a lot of energies right now on the planet that are preventing us from feeling powerful. You know, they've got us in lockdown, depending on what country you're in, or what state you're in, or what mandates are being sent out there. But this is a global conspiracy. And so I'm not saying that COVID is not a real thing. It is a real virus that was manufactured and patented, but all the rest around it is a conspiracy. So, and it's meant to make people afraid because this 1% energy that is on its way out, by design, the way the whole energy in the universe and, you know, way far beyond our planet Earth, that it doesn't fit anymore. It's not aligned with where this planet is going. And so it has to dismantle, and all of the things that it's created are dismantling. But fortunately, it's happening slow enough that we can, as long as we're doing our inner work, like the work that we're doing here, and we're staying grounded and we're staying clear, that we won't become victims of this oppressive energy. So that's a big part of what my book is all about. How we can stand in our ultimate power is by doing the work that we're doing here. Um, yes, so it is not your anger. um, Only about 15% of it is yours, Gail. So we're just going to drop all that anger and rage down your grounding. And then what you're going to notice is how, yes, the media is promoting a lot of fear. Exactly. So as we're releasing this anger, I want you to tap into your body and notice if you're starting to feel a little calmer, a little more grounded. You still have about 15% anger. So let's see where that is. In the second chakra, so right in that lower belly, second layer, second chakra. So this is an energy center that processes the energy of fear and anger. So let's drop the anger down too. It's about 50%. Okay, great. So we're just going to send that down. You're grounding. Okay, good. And so the other thing I want to check, because when we have a lot of fear and anger that we're running through our energy field, we don't occupy our body all the way. So I want to see how much you're occupying your body now. Awesome. So now you're back in your body. You're 100% in your body. Fear is at 0, and anger still 15%. Let's go back down to the root, out to that third layer. We'll just drop the rest of that anger down your grounding. So she says, I do feel chills as you're doing this. Yes, so this is real stuff we're doing here. Whew, okay, great. So we're just going to drop the rest of that anger down the grounding. And so if you could let everyone know how you're feeling in your body now. Does it feel more calm? Does it feel like you're more grounded, more present. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but um, that might be how you might be feeling now. So share that, and thanks for coming on today and asking. I know you are a new person, so thank you for allowing us the opportunity to do a little work on you. Okay, thanks, Gail. Let's see what else we have. Okay, JV calls Mike Art, Mitch Art, Mitch Hart. Okay, I'd like to attract the perfect life partner. Oh, you mean the kind that there's never a bump in the road and everything's always smooth and I don't know that that exists. However, I think I get the gist of what you mean. You're welcome, Gail. So she's saying she does feel much better. Will it last? So what we did will last for a while until new stuff starts to surface, until you start to allow or more anger will maybe surface, more fear might come into your space. And that's why we do what we do here. So if you learn the process of practicing to run your energy every single day, there's a free 20-minute meditation also in Linktree where you can listen to that every day and practice this and come back here and be a part of this energy that's designed to help all of you stay in a high vibration, stay in flow, etc. Okay, great. So now we're going to work on the perfect life partner. So I love this because there's a couple of things I have to say about that. Um, Perfect does not mean that you never have a bump in the road. Just so you know that. Those bumps in the road. So here's how I see relationships: is that we are going to attract who and what we are. And so oftentimes, like the old paradigm is when people get together and they get that bump in the road, and then they blame the other person for the bump, right? It's all your fault, and you did this, and you made me feel this way. So what's happening when those bumps happen is you're being given an opportunity to look at yourself. You're a mirror. You're both a mirror to each other so that you can see where you want to grow, where there's more places that want light and healing and love. And so the old paradigm is going into a relationship because there's a part of you that doesn't quite feel whole until you bring in this partner so that now you feel complete. So that is an old paradigm, and it's a paradigm that doesn't work because we are already complete. And the part of this that might not feel complete is the part that wants more healing. And so when we look in the mirror, that's when we see it. So ideally, you will call in a partner. So if you want the perfect life partner, it'll be someone who can hold space for your healing and for your growth and for your expansion, and vice versa, that you'll be able to hold space for them for the places that they want healing and growth and expansion and more love. So, the way that I like to create this space, I call it a space for the perfect partner. So that means perfect for you, what's in your highest and best interests, is we're going to create an avatar that represents what I call the Wii Space, W-E. So that's a space you can use it for any kind of a relationship. It could be the one you're currently in. It could be one that you want to call in. It could be a partnership or a relationship with somebody in your family, maybe a coworker, a business partner. It's endless because relationships are endless, right? So we're going to use it to attract your perfect life partner. And so what we're going to do is this avatar is going to represent this space, and we're just going to run the energy through it. So we're going to make sure it's grounded. It is, and that it has earth energy coming up through the legs, which it does. And it has a worry circle, so it goes out to that third layer. So you may notice that when you start to get attracted to someone, or that maybe you attract people that don't make you feel safe to be in your power. Like you feel like there's something that just doesn't feel comfortable where you can be yourself. So we're going to pull in this energy. So my guess is that feeling safe is important to you in a relationship. So we're going to pull this energy out that doesn't make this space feel safe right now. Okay, good. And right now, your relationship space, let's see how many creative rings it has. It has 5, so this is a fairly young space. So let's bring pure source down through these rings into the crown of this space, this Wii space. So it stops right at the crown, so you don't have permission to step into and have this space. Let's go out to the 3rd layer so we can pull in feeling powerless about giving yourself permission to step into this space. Okay, good. So as we're coming down through the crown, 6, 5, 4, so it's stopping at the heart. Let's go out to the 3rd layer so that when you step into this space, you don't start stepping into the energy of, I have to prove I'm enough. I have to prove I'm lovable. I have to prove I'm worthy of being in this relationship with this amazing person. So we're going to clear that out so that neither of you feel like that when you step into this space. You want to be able to step into this space of relating to someone without having to prove anything. You can just be yourself, right? Okay, great. So we're clearing that energy out of the heart of the avatar. And even though we're working on an avatar, you might notice some things shifting in your energy field because this is a way of working on you, but having it a little more removed, so it's a little easier to work on the energies. So as we're bringing this energy down through the heart and the solar plexus and the 2nd chakra, so it's stopping at the 2nd chakra. So all of you who want to have a relationship, you're all going to be receiving this healing. These are really common places that the energy will show up. So in the 2nd chakra, out to that 3rd layer, there's some old rage, probably from some past relationships where things went south and the mirror showed up, but you didn't know it was a mirror and you made the other person wrong, and then you felt victimized and betrayed and everything else. So we're just going to pull in all of that anger from the past. It's not in present time. And letting go of all of that so that when you step into this space, you're starting brand new. You don't bring all of that other stuff in that says, oh, well, so-and-so did this and, this always happens. Well, if that's your belief, then that's what you're going to create. Okay, so now we're bringing it all the way down through the grounding cord. Now we're going to mix the earth energy with the pure source coming down the backside at the root and bring it up the front. So it's stopping at the front of that 2nd chakra, where it goes out to that 3rd layer. So there's some sexual energy in here that wants to get cleared. So there's some distortions in here. Okay, so maybe things, when you're, there's a lot of reasons that sex doesn't work out. A lot of men have been trained with porn, thinking that that's how you have sex with women and that's what love is all about, which it's not. That's a whole false ego thing. So, and then if we put the cart before the horse, like we think that if we have sex first, then we'll fall in love. So that's kind of backwards, right? So sex is something that should emerge naturally as the relationship develops and grows, instead of doing it the other way around. There's a lot of women have been using sex as a way to trap men. Like, oh, if they think I'm great in bed, then they'll want to be with me. Well, if that's what you want your whole relationship to be about, then, go for it. But if you want something to be sustainable, that's built on much bigger things, and then great sex is the manifestation of having created such an amazing relationship, that's really the ideal life partner. So let's clear those past distortions out of there as we bring the energy up into the solar plexus and the heart and the throat and the 6 crown rings. You probably have more rings now. Yes, you now have 15 rings. Your Wii Space just grew up. Okay, so let's clear the layers of the aura. So we're going to clear the 3rd layer of the aura so there's no effort in this space. It's not like you have to work for it. You magnetize what you desire in your life. Okay, great. 3. Okay, the rest of the aura is clear. Let's clear the circle of reciprocity. So it's blocked right at that right shoulder. So that's where there's no giving in this Wii Space. So as you go out and practice, I like the idea of practicing. So the energy comes, bring the energy through the fingertips because it's stopping right at that left hand. You want to bring that relationship and everything it has to offer all the way in. You want to receive what it has to offer. So what I was saying as I'm doing this is that I like the idea of using new people that you meet, maybe as a potential partner, that you just go out and you're just meeting people. You're just out there having fun, being yourself, enjoying life. And the people that come into your space, instead of jumping into that thing that says, are they the one? Are they the one? Where you like put the net over them, that it just becomes more of a playground, that I wonder what this person has to offer me. I wonder what's going to be in the mirror here for me. And if there's alignment that way. So that there's less pressure. I think too many people are putting way too much pressure in this space. So we're just clearing, clearing something there. What were we clearing? Oh, yes, the Wii Space, the circle of reciprocity. Okay, great. So that's the Wii Space. So yes, use it as an opportunity to go play in the sandbox and have fun and let things emerge and grow from there, and use it as an opportunity to grow yourself, because the more you're going to grow, the more you're going to attract somebody who's even more aligned. All right, awesome. And I'm curious to notice if you felt any of that in your energy field, in your body, even though we're working on this thing that's outside of you. How can you tell? So Mercury Feisty Beast wants to know, how can you tell if you are not grounded? Is there a sensation? Interesting. Yes, I think that, okay, so when you're not grounded, I was just trying to think because it's been a long time since I haven't been grounded. But when you're not grounded, chances are, okay, so here's what will happen, is that when you're not grounded, there's no place for all the energy that's stirring in your energy field to go. So one thing is that you're probably going to feel more anxious. You're going to feel more anxious, edgy, frustrated, a lot of stuff going on. So there's that piece, just a ton of stuff. And you may not also be in your body. So in order to, I use my hands a lot because I was a massage therapist for so long. My hands are very sensitive. So I also use my hands to feel. So I put myself as an imaginary avatar out in front of myself to even work on myself. And so I can check that avatar and just check and see, does it have a grounding cord? Feel it with your hands. See if you can feel that energy. Does it go all the way to the center of the earth? And if you start to try and ground it, and then it feels kind of spongy, like right at the root, and it's not going anywhere, you don't have a grounding cord. So it'll feel kind of spongy if there's no grounding, like literally with your hands. So hopefully that is what you meant. Okay, good, great. So I'm glad, Crystal, that that helped, the other clearings helped you feel a little more grounded and clear. So awesome. Okay, so did that answer your question? Mercury Feisty Beast. Okay, good. And that JV, that hopefully that answered your question as well about the relationship space. Okay, let's see. Um, Thank you, Kim. Any questions over here on Facebook? I'm not seeing any more questions. We're just about at the top of the hour where Instagram will cut us off. So thank you for your insight. Makes sense to me. Great. And Torah, we are just about ready to end things because the top of the hour and might have time for one more question, really quick question if someone has one. Otherwise, I will be back on Friday for Friday's inspiration, where I always talk about a subject and do a really thorough meta clearing after I stir a bunch of stuff up with the subject I'm talking about. So if you have some ideas or suggestions or something that you want me to talk really thoroughly about, or you have a question or something more in depth about maybe what I'm doing, this process, how it works, maybe something that isn't answered in the book, that would be really helpful. And because every week I'm figuring out things to talk about, but I usually wait just for Spirit to say, okay, this is what we're talking about this week. And it's always very good. Okay, great. Last question here. Hopefully we'll get it in 3 minutes. I have a chronic neck pain. It's been a decade. Can you guide me? Okay. So I would go back and listen to this whole recording because it had a whole part in here about clearing a lot of old residual energies at the neck. So there is something at the lower part of your neck. Let's see if we can pull this out. It's someone who's courted here. It's a male energy. So maybe a past partner. Whew. We're just clearing all this energy out of the neck. It kind of goes down past the neck, down into the throat. Into the chest. Whew. Okay, good. Yeah. So that throat, and let me know if you start to feel a little bit of ease with this. Yeah, there's still a bunch of energy just helping you release. You're welcome for tuning in today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And if you could leave some feedback, lots of kindness. Oh, thank you. If you can leave some feedback about the neck, maybe you feel a little movement. Okay, good. You're feeling some movement. Great. Well, I am going to end this now before we get cut off, and then I can't save it. So I appreciate everyone for showing up. We'll see you on Friday. I'll keep working on you, Torah, and after the call is ended. But we'll see you all on Friday for Friday's inspiration. Thank you all for showing up. Grab my book if you haven't seen it yet, and sending much love. Namaste. You're welcome.